So they had to teach me first. So there was nothing written in Japanese, in English at that time. Now, JT, we were talking last night. The only thing I had in English language to give me some kind of a guide of what was going on was a book by Richard Schoenberger called Japanese Manufacturing Techniques from 1982. I had that. That was it. That was the only thing I had. And there was almost nothing written in Japanese even. And by then, I had learned Japanese language enough to get, enough to get by. So this is what they did. They show me cartoons, and then we go to the factory and see how it worked, and then say, okay, now how do we teach General Motors people to do this? it was awesome. So here's one of the cartoons, which said, make one thing at a time. You've learned that. But also never starve the customer. So this shows three people sitting at, this is kind of a Japanese banquet, where you get your own little individual thing, and this guy doesn't have food. So he's saying, where's mine? And he's all shocked and upset. So never starve the customer. Who's the customer? The following process. There's a final customer, yeah, but if you're working in the bowels of a factory, final customer's way long away. So what we like to say about the customer, this and that, the final customer stuff, in most jobs and companies, the customer's pretty far away. Now, there are customer-facing jobs, but in most things in manufacturing, the customer's a long way away. So, as a proxy, the following process is your customer, and the following process is the customer all the way to the final one. If that's all working, then the final customer is going to be satisfied. So never starve the customer. That was one cartoon. The next one to go with it was this, that never overproduce and never pass on a defect. So here you see two stamping presses. This is the previous process. This is the following one. And you see that this guy, again, sweat pouring off and making as many as he can, because that's what people will do, believe it or not. Now, this person then has to sort through that, pick stuff up, also sweat pouring off. And hopefully these are all good ones. Of course, they're not. So never overproduce, never pass on a defect. The following process is the customer. So you put those two together, and all this, what they call just-in-time, really comes down to these two things. If you can do these two things together, you've got just-in-time. You've got smooth, uninterrupted flow. Now, there are algorithms, and there's complex ways to think about it, but basically, if you can do those two things together, you're golden. Don't starve the customer, do one thing at a time, never overproduce. The following process is the customer, so always never pass on a defect. Then you get smooth, interrupted flow of value. And it ends up looking kind of like this instead of like that. So these are three rowboats. You may have seen this image before. It's one I always liked. It's one of the first ones that was shown to me back in 1983, 84. And it shows these and this one here, you can see that this rower is going faster than everybody else. Have you ever done any rowing? It's an amazing thing. You talk about teamwork. You cannot try to do more than your teammates. Now, in football, basketball, any game you think of, you can try to, okay, I'm gonna be stronger, I'm gonna go faster, you can't try to do more than your teammates. If you do, this is what happens. It's an amazing thing to actually try to synchronize that. So that's kind of an image that we always use to think about how to make an entire production system. And here's the final one I'm gonna show, I think, a cartoon that they showed me. They said to make all this work, I'm gonna back up now. No, I'm not, that's going forward. To make all this work, it's all gonna depend upon people. So how you develop people to work in this system, to be solving problems, to build things one at a time, building in perfect quality, that's gonna be your key. You do that well, things are going to work. You don't do that well, it's not going to work. It's a light switch. It's a binary thing. So then, how do you develop people? It could be in a classroom. This way of thinking believes is we want to try to develop people mainly through doing the work. So as people climbing up a mountain, instead of just the leader kind of going ahead, this leader's turning around, making sure everybody's learning how to follow in his or her footsteps. I'm just going to go. So, design of work. How we can design work that embodies those kinds of principles.